Welcome back. It's Thursday. It is beautiful outside in Southern California. I'm on an award-winning radio station, KHTS. I'm not kidding. We won the best radio station or community. Never mind. You know we're an award-winning radio station. And listen on hometownstation.com. In the studio is the smart. What else can I say about her? A smart, clever, just graduated with a degree in English. I don't know what you can do with it. But she's on the air with Brien Johnson and I on AskBrien.com.
Well, she can put it together a sentence with all the proper pronouns and gerunds and all that other stuff.
Adjectives. Hey, I have a question, Mr. Attorney. I have a question.
Ask Brien, but go ahead.
No, I said I'm ask Brien Johnson. Yes, Mr. Attorney. Question is, why do people form corporations in Delaware or Nevada or other states, and how risky is that versus if you live in California? How do you get away with forming a corporation in other states when your domicile, your business domicile, is that too big a word for you, domicile?
Yes, it's very similar to residency.
Okay. Can you answer that question?
Okay, so first of all, people are misinformed. That's the issue. People have an understanding that Delaware has very good corporation laws, and they're very helpful to a corporation to prevent mergers and prevent certain various things. So major corporations have formed in Delaware. Nevada has a no state income tax, and you can actually not list yourself as an owner of a corporation in Nevada.
Did you say Nevada? It's Nevada.
It's Nevada.
Where are you from? The East Coast? It's Nevada, not Nevada.
It's New York City, baby.
Oh, baby, that's why you say
Howard
Nevada.
Stern, baby.
How funny you say Nevada. So, question.
Anyway, so let me just finish.
Get to the answer. Hurry
I
up.
am answering it.
Hurry.
The reality is, if you're going to do business in the state of California, you have to be registered in the state of California, or you can form yourself in another state like Nevada or Delaware, but then you have to register yourself as a foreign entity in California, doubling your corporation costs and registered agent fees.
And that's pretty serious. What I knew the answer, but I wanted you to hear the answer, Kirsten. So that's pretty
you're trying
serious.
to trick me, right?
Because if you get no, I know you know all your stuff. The show's called Ask Brien. Trying to have fun with a business show, BRIEN. I know you like the show.
Business is BUS, not BRI.
What's business? BUS.
You said business, and then you said BRIEN.
I say Nevada, and you say Nevada.
I say tomato, and you say tomato.
So another question I ask of you, Mr. Attorney, Brien Johnson, of AskBrien.com. Why would you not recommend that this young lady, Kirsten Quinn, soon to be Kirsten Smith, not move her and her new husband to Florida, where there's basically no laws? It's like the frontier. You can file a bankruptcy tomorrow, start a business again, no taxes. Why would a young couple want to stay in California? Answer that question.
First of all, the weather. Second of all, have you spoken to her husband? Have you spoken to Kirsten? Maybe they don't want to move to Florida.
Married, he better listen. If he wants to stay married, he better listen to his wife. You don't understand how marriage works, okay? Guys,
I understand exactly how marriage works.
Guys have no say in a marriage, trust me, okay?
I like that.
Yeah. That's the truth.
This is not a family relationship show. Hold on.
Oh,
I think we have a guest.
We have callers.
Do we have a caller?
Yeah, we have callers. So, Kirsten.
We may have to stop when the caller cuts through.
We'll stop. Yeah. I'll stop. My question goes to when you look at how important is money to you? So let me ask you that. Because you're a millennial, how important is money to you?
I think financial independence and stability is important, but other than that, I'm really looking to enjoy what I do and find something that I feel like supports me and my passion at the same time.
Good answer.
How's that for a millennial answer?
That's a good answer because that's how you get rich.
Do you get insulted when guys like, well, I'm not going to say, but guys like, let's say guys like me call you snowflakes. Do you get insulted? Does your generation get insulted about anything?
Only when
we try not to be.
You're fun. You know that? You're fun. You have a great sense of humor.
Do we have somebody live?
No.
No.
Were somebody calling up complaining?
No complaints. Just
tell us why they were calling.
He had to get his pizza delivered.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the show's called Ask Brien, BRIEN. Take his coffee away, Aaron, please.
I know, he's all charged up. Look at him. He can't stop smiling.
Now, do you have more questions, Kirsten? Do you have more questions?
She has tons of questions.
Okay, go.
Well, we talked about domain names. So what would let's say I got my business registered and then I got my domain name. What do I do next?
Well, first of all, as part of that, I just want to point out two things. With your domain name, one, you may want to have something about your company name involved in your domain name, and two, you want to try to SEO it. So, for instance, my corporate domain name for my law firm is lacorporateattorney.com.
Okay.
And so I have LA, which stands for Los Angeles, and corporate attorney. So that actually helps out in the rankings, is what I've been told from the SEO experts. So certainly, if you're going to be in the writing field and whatever your business name is, let's say it just turned out to be, Quinn Smith, Wordsmith, all right, something like that, you might want to have, if you're focusing on a specific area, social media, or if you're going to focus on a certain area in your business, you might want to add that to your name. That might be helpful. But let's go past that. So now you've got your domain name. All right, so now you need to come up with a website, and you need to have it hosted. Okay? Hosting it is pretty simple. That there's a host of companies out there, no pun intended, where you can go. But the website is the key.
So the attorney here, Brien Johnson of AskBrien.com, has got a lot of good technical answers, which is great. My question of you is, do you understand leverage? Do you know what leverage means?
Yeah, I
So
understand.
if you don't have leverage in business...
Let's do an arm wrestle, then we'll see who has leverage.
Okay. If you don't have leverage in... Take his coffee away, Aaron, please. If you don't have... Yeah, and we need background music, too. If you don't have
Not the graduation one, though.
If you don't have leverage in business, it's difficult today to get through all the minutia, all the data. So what is leverage?
I don't think she knows what minutia is.
I got it.
She's
I have
smart.
an English
she graduated
degree.
in English.
But you're using these big words, minutia.
They're not big words. They're big
you
words
they
to
are.
you, Mr.
For you
I
Attorney.
got
They're
bigger words than minutia.
Yeah, they're not big words to her. My God, don't embarrass yourself.
I was embarrassing you. That's okay.
So leverage. So if you had like $5 million in the bank, you're probably not going to worry about anything. You will build your business perfectly as a craftsperson would do building a brick wall, correct?
Right.
You're not going to cut corners. You're going to make sure the job is done perfectly.
Right.
So leverage is gives you an edge. That's what leverage does. So if your last name was, I was going to say Trump. I would have said Trump, let's say 5 years ago, but I can say Trump now. Let's see. If your last name was Rockefeller, and you were part of the Rockefeller family, that would probably open doors. Or
Right.
Steve Forbes. Let's say Steve Forbes was your dad. You know who Steve Forbes is? Forbes
Yes.
magazine.
Yes.
So if he was your father,
Minutia's not good, but Forbes is? Come on.
no. But the
You
point
know what Forbes
is
is, too.
that would open doors, right?
Yes.
People would take your call. So if you call up right now and you want to get a prospective client, and you said, "My name's Kirsten Quinn," people are going to go, "Well, why are you calling?" Mm-hmm. Right. So you got to figure out what's going to give you leverage. Not easy, but you need leverage. So write that word down and put it in your notes here.
Got it.
So leverage. Now, does Brien Johnson have leverage? Do you think, Kirsten?
Yeah, because of his expertise in his industry.
Close. He has leverage because he has a law degree. Not a lot of people have a law degree, and he has something that 99% of the population doesn't have. And think about it. We have a need for lawyers in our society. It's a very litigious society, right? Mm-hmm. So he has leverage on me. He knows how to sue people. He knows. Have you ever been in a courtroom?
Yes.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Covered a couple
But not
trials.
not against him, right?
No, as a reporter.
Oh, cool. Very cool. See, I don't think I've been in a courtroom, but thank God, knock on wood.
I haven't been in a courtroom in 4 hours.
I know. Mr. Counselor. What does the judge say to you? Counsel? Counsel, please step up to the... How many times did the judge say
Approach
to you...
the bench?
Yeah. Yeah. See, even Kirsten's curious. How many times has the judge said, "Will you please approach the bench?"
I actually think it's only happened to me once.
Really?
That's
so you must be good at what you do.
I'm very good.
Okay.
I can turn a tentative into a regular ruling.
And isn't it, we're off subject right now for a second, but don't you find it interesting, Kirsten, that Brien told me he has to wear a suit? You have to dress up to go to court.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So is that a tradition? I mean, does that go back like 500 years or something?
I do have to say this one point. I went to federal court 12 years ago, and it was 105 degrees outside. I left my jacket in the car in federal court, downtown L.A. I walked into the courtroom. My case was called. I didn't have my suit. The judge said to me, where's your suit? I said, oh, I'm sorry, I left it in my car. He goes, next time you come into this courtroom, you better come in with a suit.
Wow. The show's called Ask Brien. We're having fun today. We have a really nice guest, young lady who wants to start a business, and she's got 2 people here, maybe 1.5.
But all that she's got is a domain name. We're not getting anywhere.
We're starting
We
to
gotta
get.
speed it up.
We're starting to get somewhere. Do you have more questions? Go through the questions faster. That's what he's
Like
saying.
140.
He's an LA attorney. He wants boom, 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 boom. Let's go, Kirsten. Start asking the
No,
question.
she asked the question. We have to answer it.
Okay, we're from Santa Clarita here, so we go at a little different pace, Mr. Attorney.
Yeah, we
okay?
do.
You're not from New York City?
No, I'm not.
So
Go.
you do have to get a website created, and you're going to have to decide how much you want to spend if you want to do it on your own. There are a couple places you can do that if you want to hire a designer, and then be very, very careful, because most people, unfortunately, in the business, you hire somebody and they say it takes 2 weeks, and 2 years later you're still working on it, or it's not like you want. But, but you do have to create a website, something along the lines. Basically, in the beginning, just think of it as your yellow page ad, your business card. Get a little something there. If you're into a creative field, like if you're trying to show creative content, so maybe you want to show a good article that you've written with a testimonial, something there just to get going. Then as you grow your business, as you get customers, then you're going to add to your site and make it all the bells and whistles.
Don't you think she could get all these questions asked for in that book called Dummies for Business something?
The one you wrote?
No, I didn't write
Oh.
that. I wrote a book called In the The Thinking Room. My next book is called How to Get Lucky in Life. I'm serious. I'm writing a new book. Can you shotgun some more questions, please? Faster. He wants faster questions. What's that? Oh, the website, business formation. Oh, you have a video. He's pointing, ladies and gentlemen, to the site called Ask Brien. He's pointing to the site. He wants me to bring up, there's a video on there on how to start a business formation video. You have a bunch of videos on there, on your site.
Okay, so what's your next question?
So once I have my domain and I've chosen a platform to host my website, how do
And your
I?
website is created.
Yes, and I've built my website. Hopefully, not using someone who takes too long.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I've heard that story a couple times. Then, how do I handle billing? Do I need QuickBooks? Do I need a bookkeeper?
Well, initially when you start out, QuickBooks is a good way to approach things. You do need to set up accounting records and accounting things, but in the beginning, you're not going to have that much in the beginning, honestly. And
How
so
do you know? She may come out like a rocket ship. Don't
I
say
got
that
skills
to her.
for days.
Yeah, she's got...
Because she's one person,
And I
so-
want to get into your skills, okay? I have more confidence in you than he does. You're going to come out like
has nothing to do about confidence.
She's going to come out like a rocket ship, and she's not going to have time for a little QuickBooks. She's going to go and get a full-blown CPA because she'll be making so much money.
I might need 2 CPAs.
That's right, girl.
That's right, but-
that's an attitude I'm looking for right there, okay?
It's a great attitude to have, but you still have to set up your accounting records first.
So how do I do that?
QuickBooks and Quicken is a good approach, but that's for the non-accountant. The accountant would probably use formula like Peachtree or some programs like that. But once you select an accountant, you can ask them what they're using. They'll probably allow you to use QuickBooks, and they probably have an access to that, so they'll probably want something along those lines. Doesn't mean you're not going to hire a CPA, but for sending out bills, that is the goal for you, because if you don't send out your bills and collect your money, the lights aren't going to be on
Right.
long.
I'm surprised nobody's come up with like a name like iCookTheBooks.com or something like that. Don't you think?
I think the IRS would
Guido,
be suspicious.
Guido has that.
I cook the books. The site is called Ask Brien, Brien, and there's so many cool videos on there, and there's little books called ebooks on there. And I'm telling you what, if you don't read or like to read, these ebooks, you can read them like in a few minutes, and sometimes a word or a phrase that you learn on Ask Brien, Brien, is pretty cool. Now, let's talk about who you are and what you're really going to do. What are your skills, Kirsten Quinn?
I've been writing professionally since I graduated college, and I worked in local media, so I have experience writing news stories, feature stories, but then I've also written press releases. I can do bios and other content for websites for small businesses or individuals. I've also started blogging recently for Schlick Art, which is a small business out here in Santa Clarita.
What's it called?
Schlick Art.
And what do
Schlick?
what do they do?
Like the beer Schlitz? Or
Boy, you really are dating yourself because I don't think they've had that about 20 years. But go ahead.
what's the site? Slick?
Schlick.
Schlick.
You want
That's
Schaefer
Schlick
beer too?
Art.
Schlick Art. How do you
Yeah.
spell Schlick?
SCHLICK.
Oh, Schlick Art. Okay, and
And
you're a
it's one
blogger.
word.
Is that your site?
That's a small business out here.
And what do they do?
They're
They
Schlick.
a photographer
Where's
and
your Padumpa?
videographer
Yeah,
team.
where's our? We
No,
have
no bell, nothing. What's going on?
nothing. Where's our
All right,
bell?
What's your thing?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna
lying.
get another producer because this guy.
Hey, don't attack him.
This
I'm gonna
guy's
defend
learning.
him. I'm going to represent him.
I got-
so you better
I-
not.
Well, we need some symbols. Come on, Aaron. We need symbols, man.
Sorry. So can you tell us what Slipguard is?
Schlick Art is
Slipguard.
Lindsay is owned by Lindsay and Brien Schlick.
Lindsay owns it? I didn't.
There you
That's
go.
what he is right now. What is it?
They are a photographer
Where's this
and
guy
videographer
been for
team.
the last 3 months? I love this Brian Johnson, man.
They
You're
do
fun.
photography, what?
You're fun.
Photography and videography for small business and individuals.
Oh, that's good.
Schlick Art.
Mm-hmm.
Now, blogging is interesting. You can make quite a bit of money on blogging if you know how to blog. So you want to tie it to what people search for. Are you familiar with the
Yes.
search terms? So
So-
if people were searching for Kardashians, so can you put Kardashians in your blog somewhere?
As a personal choice, no.
Kirsten?
Sorry.
Kirsten?
I'm sorry, Coach.
Oh, my God, girl.
Nailed.
I'm keeping it local.
That's great. Well, why don't you mention Ask Brian in your blogging, Brien. Don't you think that's clever that he went with a different spelling, Brien?
Yes, I like that. And I did give him a mention on Facebook as well.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
thank you very
How
much.
many Facebook followers do you have?
I am not sure.
5, 7, 10?
Hold on. You're telling me about confidence, and then you're telling me what he got 2, 3, 4.
This is
Come on.
coming out like a rocket ship. What are you talking about? Oh, we got to go to break. Aaron's saying we got to go to break.
In a minute.
So
You guys
can
got a
you
minute.
find
No, he's
symbols?
pointing.
Can you
Maybe
find
he's just
symbols, background music? Next week when we come, we need to have more schmaltz in the background.
Yes,
More
Coach.
schlick.
When I come, I'm going to come
Schlick-art?
correct.
Schlickart.com.
No Schlitz beer?
Schlitz.
What
You
about a
remember Schli-
logo? Ask Brian has a pretty cool logo.
That is a cool logo.
I think that's a big part of business.
Oh, YouTube. Are you going to do it?
Hold on. He asked a good business question.
He's
Logo is a very important factor because that's how you can get identified. And if you have a good logo, people look at the M on McDonald's, they know right away what it is, the quality and everything. So building a name from day one is an important factor. And a logo can help.
We'll be right back. I can't disagree. It's called Ask Brian. When we come back, I'm going to ask Kirsten a question that just might change her life. So tune in for her answer. We'll be right back on AskBrian.com. Welcome back. Welcome back. The show is called Ask Brian. It's Thursday. We love having you listen. We get a tremendous amount of views. We're live on Facebook and our YouTubes. And the best part of our show really is not even Brian and I. It's the website. AskBrian.com is really, really good website. So much videos. The site was built. Brian wants to give back. He's a very successful counselor, attorney, consigliere, whatever his title is. What do the judges
Consigliere,
call
whoa,
it?
whoa.
Counsel? What do the judges call
Who is
it?
he, Robert Duvall from The Godfather?
I know. But this is a way for Brian to give back because it's free. You can go there and ask any question you want. Lindsay McCoy and Brian Johnson put the site together to help you solve some business issues and some questions. In studio, we've had a lot of fun with her. She's smart. She's really smart, speaks well. Her name is Kirsten Quinn. She's getting married. So here's the question everybody in Santa Clarita wants to know about. When are you starting your family?
Oh.
Wow. That's some business.
Probably a couple years after we get married.
Really?
Yes.
Really? That's
I got
what
a
you
business
millennials
to
are
run.
doing. I mean, you're going to be like 30 years old, and you're going to start your. All right, that's fine. So that's been on everybody's
Just a little
mind.
personal here. I think we should
Is
stick
your
to a little
husband
bit
to
more.
be? You think listening to the show?
Yes, I think Perry knows that we're going to have kids in a couple years.
Is he really? Well, let me say this: your mother and your parents and his parents can't wait to be grandparents. I'm
Yes.
just telling you right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Have we answered any? Is there any questions you asked that we answer where you go, wow, that was a pretty good answer to some of your questions?
Yeah, every answer has helped so far. When I came in just an hour ago, I had no idea where to
Because you look
start.
confused. You look dazed and confused. So, how are you going to create the culture? The smart business people like Brien Johnson create a culture in which people say, you know, Brien, I want you to be my attorney. How are you going to do that as a wordsmith? How do you show people? How do
I get leverage?
Like bun cake? I bought some bun cakes today. Have you ever been in the bun cake store here in town?
They're
oh
delicious.
My god! Also, you ever been to Marty's Flooring in town? They're having a big sale. Go over to Marty's Flooring. They're having a big sale. But back to you. How do you give a sample? How do you give a sample of your work?
I was thinking about starting a blog so that readers and viewers could see what my work is like, and then if they like my content, then they can give me a call to
I
have
think
me write for them.
that's a very good idea. The only thing I would add to that is if you could write a nice article on your blog and then add on a testimony from 2 or 3 people, they could be anyone you know, that read through it and say, wow, that's great. Okay, now you've got somebody that's saying, not only do I think it's great, but other people think it's great. That's going to add on a little bit more oomph to it, and you might want to do that. That would be my suggestion.
I would say this: don't be a generalist. Find a niche in writing where you become an expert, and now your blog really becomes valuable, and you can get advertisers. If you can get 7,000 to 10,000 people that are subscribers to your blog, you'll get advertisers, seriously, because your niche is so narrow. So do you have an expertise in writing in a particular subject or field?
Media has been my professional expertise.
Fake news or real news?
Always real. Always real. But I think I don't want to just create content for businesses and individuals and then pass it off to them and then they have to figure out how to use it. I want to make sure that it is optimized, that it's written in a way that's going to convert clicks to customers, and has a marketing element to it as well. So I want to take content and go a step beyond, kind of merging editorial and advertising together, so I can provide
like an
that
advertorial
service. Yes, you know the industry terms, I see.
A couple of things here and there. So do you have a background in marketing?
When I was at the Signal, I worked in special sections, which is a cross between advertising and editorial departments. And then when I was over at the Magazine of Santa Clarita and Elite Magazine, they always sort of approach writing with marketing in mind to support their clients. So I've definitely been exposed to it, and I've been doing a lot of learning and following other blogs on content marketing. So
This is going to go against everything that this person stands for, but I'm going to say, have you ever thought about maybe having a partner that's in marketing that could work with you?
I got one. His name's Perry Smith.
So, partnerships can work.
Rarely do they work. Look,
Whoa! This is not just.
I'm just giving you
a
my
partner,
opinion.
okay, but this is somebody a little bit beyond
I'm accused of being too honest sometimes, and I want to be authentic. Partnerships rarely work. Why do guys like you exist? Because partnerships break up. One partner wants to sue the other. Typically, in a partnership, one does more work than the other, and then the partner that's doing most of the work.
I understand that, but this is her husband.
This is her what?
Isn't Perry Smith?
Yes.
Is her husband.
My almost husband.
And so that's what I'm saying. That's why I made the joke to you.
That's another thing. Husband and wife teams at work don't really
Coach got
work.
burned in the past.
Boy,
I've been down the road a little farther than
I want
you
to say
two
that
youngins.
I have a
You
lot
two-
more faith in her and her partnership, and I think it's going to last forever.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
hope so,
glad
too.
you're patronizing her. I'm just going to
Oh
tell
my
her.
God.
I'm going to tell her the truth, okay? I'm going to tell her the truth. She is smart. This young lady is smart, and she speaks well. You got a great presence and a great personality.
Thank you, Coach.
That's a lot of talent, Brian.
Oh, she's very
I
talented.
could package her up, and we could make fortune together. But
Let's
we
do
wouldn't be
it.
partners. We wouldn't be partners. We might work together, but we're not going to be partners.
I thought you, yeah. Well, if you're not going to be
I
partners,
don't like the legal partner. That's what I'm saying. I don't like the legal entity of partnership because it never ends well. Come on, you know that.
Hold on.
Be
But-
honest
but
with our
hold on.
listeners.
But
Be honest.
if you don't have the legal doctrine of partnership, then one person can walk away with everything. One person can steal from the other. One person can do whatever they want if they don't have that indoctrinated. So
I'm going to say
therefore,
this. This
there
is our
value.
best show. I love being with you, Brian. This is our best show. Next week, you better bring more Starbucks coffee. Don't come in here without Starbucks coffee.
I think you should buy it for me because you know
I
how
will
well
buy
works.
it. I will buy it for you. There's no question I'll buy it.
That is a
for
written
you.
contract now, and I expect to enforce that.
Our verbal that we should talk about that next week. Is
Verbal contracts are good for 2 years. I can enforce it. Written for 4. So if you put it in writing, I got 4 years of coffee. If it's just oral, it's only good for 2.
I will buy you coffee. The show is called Ask Brien. We'll have Kirsten back. After she gets married,
sure
takes her honeymoon to Spain.
I'll take that.
How do you know where she's going?
Because I just had a feeling Spain was in their future.
You're very nosy, by the way.
Spain is beautiful. That's not the first person that said I was nosy, too. The show is called Ask Brien. Our producer is a wonderful young man who
Who needs more bells and whistles?
Yeah, next week we'll have... we have bells and...
Hey, Brian, next week, keep it to a tall, okay? You might explode if you go to Grande. Look at you over there. You're crawling out of your skin.
The show
don't give
is
me an
called
espresso.
Ask Brien. The radio station, incidentally, is called KHTS Radio. Award-winning. We'll see you next week. Kirsten, you'll be back in a month or two because we want to know if you're still married, how things are
Oh, my
going.
God.
Well, the
Give the
first
kid a
year,
break.
the first year is the
Give her a
toughest. I want to
break.
know if Perry's leaving his toothbrush out.
Oh, my God.
We'll see you next
He
week.
does,
Thank
but I
you
love
for
him
tuning
anyway.
in.
That's a good answer.